Hey, remember this car? Yeah, he wrecked it twice, basically, in Charlotte, and then lost to Bubba Wallace. Embarrassing, because my GOAT is the greatest. Anyways, so I figured Indy just happened, for me at least. Well, not really, it's about to happen, but, like, when I release this, it'll be done. So let's review it. This is Kyle Larson's 2025 HendrickCars.com. It's based off the Charlotte race, actually, I should say. Double, I guess, kind of in a way, right? Yep, the H1100. Why is it called the H? Is that just called because it was Hendrick? Did they make hold on a second. I just realized this now. It's the double. Why is it called H1100? It's gotta be a code name, right? Hendrick 1100, HendrickCars 1100. That's a code name. Oh my god, this whole time. Am I that dumb? No, never mind. I already know the answer. I am. Oh my god. Okay, let's get this car out of the box. I have said this over and over again, but just beforehand. These boxes suck now, man. What did we change that makes them so hard to open now? Like, this thing was ripped. Like, maybe my hands are just bigger, but, like, even when I opened old ones before 2021, they're still easy to take out. Like, I have a Bragg Sales Grey I'm about to review, I think, from 2018. And it was easy to take out. This one was a struggle, and it's 2025 again. It's always like that. Anyways, here's the car. I also forgot to get the IndyCar out, so I'm going to do that as I talk. Kyle Larson's double attempt. Nothing much to talk about there. I think they're just releasing like an Amazon Prime like documentary on it. That's pretty cool. I hope they cover most of the first one though, because I think that's the most important one. Is your first, obviously, and the fact that the second one was just abysmal for him in every single way because he crashed out of both races and didn't even do. Was it 500 miles or 600 miles? He must have done 500 miles, right? He crashed a little bit after halfway in Indy. Oh, maybe it wasn't. No. The jokes would be a lot more if he didn't finish 500 miles. I think he wasn't able to do 600 miles. He was, I think, able to do 1,100 miles, though, if you include the plane ride, which some people did for some reason. I never understood that. No one's ever not done the plane ride. It's not like extra, and you could like add miles theoretically if you go a little west or a little east and add some time, you're adding more miles. So I always hate that rule. I guess the same can kind of be said about racing if you go the high lane versus the low lane, but generally speaking, no. So anyways, here is the diecast out of its box. I love the 2025 version compared to the 2024. The 24 just felt messy. Honestly, I didn't like it. It felt a little bit everywhere. This one has a little bit of that everywhere-ness, but it's fine. It still looks sleek enough to look good. It's mostly just like the A-pillar here. That's the most annoying. And maybe like just a cut off here with the 5. Oh, and whatever that is around the real well. Like this piece on the front split or on the front end should not go to there. I'm assuming it's based off the IndyCar, right? A little bit, but it's dumb looking. We got Captain Cullen. It's Cullen. I think we have like a family in this town kind of similar to that name. And I'm assuming that means captain, but like I say many times when I'm explaining American things, I'm Canadian, I really don't care. That was actually really insensitive of me, and I probably shouldn't have done that. Anyways, taking a look at the sponsors. On the front end, you have HendrickCars.com, Chevrolet, number 5, Sunoco, HendrickCars, Goodyear, NASCAR Cup Series, NASCAR Salutes, number 5, HendrickCars.com, Valvoline, 3 win stickers for 3 races that if I really want to name off, it's going to take me a second. Bristol, Kansas, and I'm trying to think what the other one is, but I can't. Safe bet, Las Vegas. No, Josh Berry won Las Vegas. It's not Las Vegas. Phoenix? No, Bell won that. Was it a road course? No, Bell won that. And SVG would won the rest. I'm trying to think what races are before Charlotte in 2025. I'll think about it. That is 3 though, right? Yeah. Kyle Larson on the window bit, or on the on the, what's it called? It's not the A-pillar. Name rail. There we go. Close enough. Chevrolet Exalta Cincinnati. Is that Elf Cosmetics? No. No, it's not. It's Cliff or something. I don't know. Mac Tools, and it looks like a Siemens logo on the bottom. The Valvoline. some sort of remembering sticker. I'm trying to think who passed a raid that time of year. I'm not good with memory of this stuff, man. And then on the quarter panel, we have Prime Video. On the rear end, we have HendrickCars.com, Chevrolet number 5, Valvoline Chevrolet. HendrickCars.com, the deck lid, Larson. H1100 with Kyle Larson on the bottom of that. So H1100, H1100 with Kyle Larson there. HendrickCars.com and the number 5. What was his other win that year? He didn't win any of the races after that, right? No, Kansas was his last one, I'm pretty sure. Then he won a championship. Dumb. Anyways. Oh, what was his last one? I'm trying to think of races this year that ran early last year, but I honestly can't. Wasn't Texas. It must have been some generic, like, mile and a half, but I can't think of another generic mile and a half that we've ran. It wasn't a super speeder race, because he hasn't won one of those yet. It wasn't the All-Star race. Bell won that. I'm trying to think of the order of the season. What other race did he win? I must be losing it. Bristol was his second, I think. He won the week before, I thought. Richmond didn't run back then, I don't think. I think they only had one day last year as well. Martinsville. Who won? Did he win Martinsville? Who the hell won Martinsville last year? I don't think it was Larson, though. This is a struggle for me to understand. I'm spending way too much time on this. I might actually have to go Google this. I might just say it's Martinsville. Let's just assume it's Martinsville until I figure this out. I'm totally wrong. I'm trying to think of like race wins that have been produced, but I didn't care about any of those this year. Oh my god, am I this dumb? It has to be Martinsville, because I have no idea who won that race. It was bad. It was a wreck weekend for Xfinity. Hold on a second. We're pausing here. I'm finding this out. I'm so dumb. Denny Hamlin won. Larson won Homestead. I'm completely forgetting that because Homestead's the last race this year again. My bad. Bubba also kind of was screwed up in that race, though. He just had, like, I think he's older tires. But anyways, Larson won Homestead. That took me way too long to figure out, man. That was at least 3 minutes of guessing and then searching it up. Anyway, so he has those 3 wins. And then he hasn't won since. I don't really remember the point I was trying to make anymore, but who cares? Here's the last year's car. Or the Indy car, I guess I should say. A little bit different, obviously. I think the 2024 car did a better job of being similar between the two cars, but you still see a kind of similarities, right, of course. I think the stripe, of course, being behind the tire, that's kind of why that is there. And then having it again at the rear, kind of going towards the rear tire as well. The side obviously is a bit more different, though, because, you know, it should have just kind of followed this pattern right here on the side pod rather than also trying to implement the top piece. But I think they still did a solid job. This kind of white outline kind of matches to where it goes to the front nose cone. The rear wing doesn't make much sense to me, honestly. It's orange here. Obviously, that's McLaren Racing, and I don't really know if they can have colored spoilers anymore in next-gen cars. I don't think they can. I'm looking at a lot of next-gens right now, and I don't see any with a colored spoiler. There's that. And then the rear end kind of just follows the same pattern as the front end in a way, because Indy cars don't do that. I would honestly prefer a little bit more orange, but like in the right places, I guess. Like having it just on the A-pillar and then the little stripes here, it feels weird. It really does. So I don't really know what was going on there. I also think for some reason, I gotta go check my other Larson. I thought for 2024 he was sponsored by Prime Energy Drink. Or maybe not, because I don't even see Prime on the car. There's just no sponsor on the top of that car. Never mind. I'm wrong, I think. Maybe not. I think it's because it's like a personal sponsor, and I just assumed that's how it was. But it was Prime Video that was sponsored him for 25. Obviously, because they're doing a documentary. Hopefully, Catherine Knight gets a documentary. Right? Maybe Elf Cosmetics will make a... do they make perfume or makeup or whatever? They'll call it the Double. Or the Catherine Knight. I think that'd be pretty nifty. And I'd buy that for my sisters. I think they would love it. They would also hate it at the same time. Because apparently I have no fashion sense. Anyways. Yeah, it's a nice car. Honestly, I know a lot of Larson fans want to pick this up because it only really gets 5 paint schemes a year. I'm trying to think last year what paint schemes he had. He had, obviously, the regular HendrickCars. He had the Valvoline car. He has this car. He had the Zach Brown Band car, which is really cool. The first ever car, I think, or diecast, sorry, with the rubber tires for Lionel in this era. And I want to say there was maybe another special scheme car, but at the same time, I don't think there was. I guess you could argue that the playoff banner car is a different car in a way. But I don't think he ran a patriotic car because he ran this car at the one patriotic race that year. So, yeah, I think it was just 4 paint schemes, 5 if you include the chase mark or the playoff markings, because it was playoffs back then. But, yeah, Larson fans don't really get that many chances to get diecast until he wins, and, they get all those versions, which is kind of odd. I don't even get Logano, honestly. I didn't even buy his Las Vegas win, and I should have. From 2024. I only buy the championship race wins, and if it's in, winner circle and it shows up. So, yeah, that's that. But I've really got nothing else to say. I kind of just wanted to talk about Kyle Larson. Watch him win this weekend. Charlotte. I don't know who I want to win. Anyways, I'm not going to talk about that now. That's not for me to talk about. And now my throat's kind of trying to kill me. That's great. Thank you. It always does this after I record 3 videos. It just says, nope, you're done. You're not talking for the rest of the day. So that's all I got. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video, hopefully. Goodbye.